But for them to call for a ceasefire is Mr. Putin's message. Mr. Putin's message. Make no mistake, this is directly connected to what he would like to see.
What you just heard was complete and utter insanity. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was asked about pro-Palestinian protesters in the United States, many of whom are young Americans who are fired up over the images and the videos that they're seeing coming out of Gaza. Innocent women and children being slaughtered in the Gaza Strip. That's what's firing them up. But if you listen to Nancy Pelosi, you would believe that no, actually what's behind these pro-Palestinian protesters is Russia? Let's listen.
How concerned are you that people, young people, Arab Americans, progressives, I'm not suggesting that they're going to go vote for Donald Trump, but how concerned are you that they might just stay home?
For them to call for a ceasefire is Mr. Putin's message. Mr. Putin's message. Make no mistake, this is directly connected to what he would like to see. Same thing with Ukraine. It's about Putin's message. I think some of these protesters are spontaneous and organic and sincere. Some, I think, are connected to Russia. And I say that having looked at this for a long time now, as you know.
You think some of these protests are Russian plants?
I don't say they're plants. I think some financing should be investigated. And I want to ask the FBI to investigate that.
Did you guys hear what she just said? She wants the FBI to investigate pro-Palestinian protesters to see if they are funded by Russia. But in previous instances, she decided, you know what, let me pick a different US adversary to blame this all on. So pay close attention to what she says in this next video.
Constituents want stop the genocide, stop the Holocaust.
The Democrats want the ceasefire. The Democrats want the ceasefire. The Democrats want the ceasefire.
She's yelling about China.
Telling them to what, go back to China?
Go back to China.
Yeah. So first of all, Nancy, you got to make up your mind. Are they Russian or are they Chinese?
It's pathetic.
Okay, so talked to a Democratic friend today, and I was talking to him about how bubbles. Okay, MAGA's in a massive bubble, but aren't Democrats in a bubble? And I mentioned this as an example. He said, well, if Pelosi said it, she must have done some research. So
Right.
Come on. Okay, all right, anyways, look guys, when she first started talking about that Putin is financing the ceasefire effort, I thought she was talking about Ukraine. She's talking about Israel.
Yeah.
What? What? So this is the kind of drivel, nonsense lunacy that comes from Democratic establishment that's almost never challenged. I mean, she's the most beloved figure in Washington. Everyone in media loves her. Everyone in the Democratic Party loves her. They all claim she's a master legislator and a genius. Does she look like a genius to you? I'm going to say things that are unacceptable. She looks like an addled old fool to me. You go back to China, you whippersnappers. Okay.
Yeah, great job speaking to American citizens and voters that way, just dismissing them as, by the way, go back to China? What kind of line is that? It's disgusting. She's disgusting, okay? The Democratic Party has become such an embarrassment. And it is amazing that, I guess that's their one trick pony move, right?
Of course.
Let's just blame Russia.
Yeah, so look, I think that there was good evidence that worth an investigation to see, because Donald Trump Jr. did have a meeting with the Russians during the campaign, et cetera. And we can get back into all that. But now looking back at it, it turns out both sides were right. I think that there was a good reason to look at it, given all the things that the Trump kids said, Trump said himself about his loyalty to Russia, et cetera, right? But apparently it's also true that the Democrats just have that as their fail-safe excuse for everything. Hillary Clinton lost, Russia. Young people don't want to murder Palestinians, Russia, okay, or China. But everything's Russia. I mean, like
it's pathetic.
No, MAGA's not wrong about that. Every time they're in a bind, they always go, Russia, Russia. You didn't like your sandwich, Russia. Okay, it's like that thanks Obama meme, right? But it just, in this case, Russia. Okay, guys, I want to disprove her just in case you're a Democrat and you think, no, if she said it, it must be true. So Biden went from being popular with young voters. Remember, he tried to lift student debt. He did a number of things. So he was above water. He had higher favorability than unfavorability. Now, do you know what his numbers are with young voters? That's 18 to 29-year-olds. He's 44 points below water.
Must be Russia.
44 points. So Russia paid almost every 18 to 29-year-old in this country for him to lose 50 to 60 points in that demographic. 50 to 60 points. But Russia, it must have been Russia.
Maybe Russia threatened the pollsters.
Yeah.
To skew the poll results against Biden. Think about it. It can't be that Biden's unpopular with young people. It can't be. It can't be.
And it's not just, hey, listen, our Democratic leadership is like just totally incompetent. Their brains have melted. All they do is serve donors, and they're corrupt and addled and all that. It's not just that, guys. It's serious. She's saying the FBI should investigate all pro-Palestinian protesters. Everyone who says, hey, why did we just murder 20 times the number of people Hamas killed? Why did we do that? We said Hamas was the world's worst terrorists because they murdered those poor people in Israel. Then we murdered 20 times the number. But if you dare to complain about that, Nancy Pelosi wants to have the FBI investigate you because you might be a Chinese agent or a Russian agent. Okay, look, if it hurts your feelings, it's not on me, it's on you. We need new leadership. These people are ridiculous, and they're not anywhere near left-wing, progressive, what FDR Democrat. No, these are right-wing thugs posing as Democratic Party officials. They've been totally co-opted by donors, and they're not on our side at all. If you're a Democratic voter, Nancy Pelosi doesn't care about your interests. She's gonna go to war whether you like it or not, and none of you want it. But she's gonna give it to you anyway, and if you complain, she might have the FBI investigate you.
She'll smear you as an enemy of the state, someone in bed with Russia or China, if you're protesting and saying things that she doesn't like. And that's a lot of people in America, by the way. Let's go to a Reuters Ipsos poll that was done in November. Many polls like this have similar results, but let's go to this one, which shows that some 68% of respondents in this Reuters Ipsos poll said that they agreed with a statement that Israel should call a ceasefire and try to negotiate, meaning they should try to solve this through diplomatic means.
Russians.
I guess they're all Russians.
68% of the country are Russians. Well, I didn't know.
At least funded by Russia.
Yeah.
About 3/4 of Democrats and half of Republicans in the poll supported the idea of a ceasefire, putting them at odds with Democratic President Joe Biden, who has rebuffed calls from Arab leaders, including Palestinians, to pressure Israel into a ceasefire.
Against 3/4 of your own voters. So mainstream media, who serves Democratic voters better? Us or Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden? It's not even close. Democratic voters agree with us overwhelmingly. But you go kiss her ass and pretend she represents Democrats when she does the exact opposite.